It was good. So in the past few years of my adult life, I have made loads of decisions. I have taken actions that, when I think about them, some were very smart and others were ones that you'd even think that I'm crazy to consider those. But in all these times and all these actions, one thing that I can say for sure is I have never once regretted any decisions or actions that I have made. How I have managed to live that life, I never knew until recently when I gave proper thoughts to it as to how I managed to make these decisions and not end up regretting them. So you see, sometimes in interviews when people are being asked, oh, if you were to give a younger version of yourself some advice, what would you tell them? Some people have different responses to it. If I was ever asked that question, I would say I've got nothing to tell my younger self, because everything I did growing up is the reason I am here right now. And everything I know, everything I am, is just all accumulated from my choices. Oftentimes we're told to learn from our mistakes, and that is really great. But what's even greater is being able to learn from the mistakes of other people so you don't have to make these mistakes yourself. The one thing that I would say is key to my growth and my decision-making process is that everything I have ever done or I am doing right now is not a surprise to me. I know I'll do them someday. How I'll do it, I probably didn't really know, but there's always a blueprint, there's always a roadmap to everything. And as a result of that, regardless how big or how small these plans are, when I finally get to do them, it's not new, so there are very little to no chances of regrets. You see, journaling is a great tool. It's advertised, it's talked about, but maybe you really don't know how powerful it is to write down the things you really want to do and follow through one by one, step by step, checking off every action that you take. Writing down your thoughts is a great and powerful tool that would help you in so many ways, give you the time to think about your actions, to reflect on things that you can do better, to modify those actions and decisions. So by the time you eventually get to that point, it's all well thought out. Following a life path like this makes it seem as though you're always making great decisions and not just jumping into things. This video, like every other video on my channel here, it's not scripted. It's just random thoughts that I've had in my mind and written them down and plan to make videos about. Just turn the camera on and speak. The only reason I'm able to do this is because I wrote it down before, I had it in mind before, and I was able to meditate over it over time. But you get my point. Before I learned how to write my life down, all the thoughts were in my head, and oftentimes I'll forget stuff. There comes a time in your life where there's too many things to do at the same time, there's too many things to do every day, and you end up doing less than you're potentially capable of because you keep forgetting, you keep remembering what you're supposed to do after the fact. So if you're trying to live a life of no regrets, of great improvements and rapid growth, I would say learn how to write things down. A wise man once said, the shortest pencil is far better than the longest memory. And that's really deep if you think about it. But anyways, I just had to stop by and record this video. I'll leave now, get to the mall, and buy a few things. See you.